Hello, everybody. Um, I decided to do a video on some things that have happened at the past two city councils that concern me a bit. I kind of wanted to go over and give my full, comprehensive take on it, and I do think going forward that this needs to be dissected in full before going forward, and you'll see why. Sorry if I don't look directly at the camera. The way I've got my my computer set up here is I'll be looking at my screen doing stuff. So, anyway, let's get into it. I didn't want to do a live stream. I was just going to do a video and go over it. So let's just get into it. This I want to start with not last meeting, but the meeting before that, the last meeting of 2025. During that meeting, the mayor brings up the fact that the financial committee meeting was not posted publicly, so they had to redo it, and he apologizes, which I'll play here now. And then the meeting goes on. You'll see what I get, but I need to show this for everyone to get the full context. So this is the mayor addressing his department, namely his secretary, not posting the public notice for the financial committee meeting.
Referencing this opportunity for forgiveness, let me speak on the topic of my failure to properly notify the public regarding the finance committee meeting. When you sit in this office, you're the one who's responsible for it. So I first of all want to say that I apologize to everyone who was affected by not getting proper notification. This is a busy time of year with the holidays. We're all new. We've had multiple committee meetings, and the finance committee originally was planned for Friday. I may have even heard lunch, and then later in the day, and then we changed it to Wednesday. There were several internal emails about this. In the end, there's no excuse. The notification didn't occur, and I am solely and 100% responsible for that. I accept full responsibility. I do believe in the phrase win or learn as opposed to win or lose. This wasn't a win, but it was an opportunity for us to learn and adjust. So consequently, I want to thank the individual that brought this to our attention, and in response, I'm going to make doubly sure that those notifications are sent, posted on our website, and we'll get them posted on the bulletin board. Be sure that the emails are sent out. Somebody just a little bit ago said, I don't believe in problems. I think there's opportunity for growth, and that's what this was, and we will improve and be better moving forward. Through all of this, I realized also that the mayor's conference room was the wrong place for some of these meetings to be held. And with the new notification method that's going to go out and the widespread information that will reach a greater audience, we hope. We expect attendance at those committee meetings to increase, so we're going to try to relocate those committee meetings down to this set of chambers here, the council chambers. The mayor's conference room is in a secure area. Some of the meetings have gone past 5 o'clock, and we've actually had unaccompanied members of the public in a secure area of City Hall in the past, and we want to be sure that we clean that up. So this will take effect immediately. The committee meetings should begin happening here in these council chambers. Let me say this also, as a result of an effort that I contributed to, we had to pull the budget off of the agenda. What I hope happens as a result of this and this 2-week delays, I strongly want to urge the council to do whatever is necessary to promote and encourage a public review of the budget, and then we come prepared at the next council meeting to go ahead without further delay and vote on the budget proposal.
Anyway, well, that's pretty much what he was getting into. If you want to watch the full meeting, it's on my channel. But that's the relevant part, is him apologizing for that public notice not going out. And he's got 3 secretaries. He is not the one that messed up, but he took credit. He took responsibility for it, which I guess that's what a boss or a mayor, I guess, should do. But it wasn't his fault, and the person was not named. I doubt there was any consequences and stuff, so it really wasn't enough for me. So I'm going to switch videos here. Let's see here, right here. All right. This is later in that meeting during the general comment section from the public.
At this time, we'll have business from the floor pertaining to items on the consent and the regular agenda with a 5-minute time limit. But before we do that, I need to read some rules and
Actually,
procedures
no,
for the code.
I messed up. No, it's this one. This was later in that meeting. This was later, a meeting I just played before that.
Hello, my name is David Carson. I live in Florence, Alabama.
I'm pretty much responding to the mayor and the whole thing with the not posting the public comments. I mean, the public not posting the not the press release for the financial committee meeting.
Identification right there. Yeah, it was mentioned, the mayor mentioned at the start of this meeting that there was no public notice given for the financial committee meeting that was held on Wednesday of last week. And that somebody spotted it and informed y'all, and appropriate actions was taken. That somebody was me. I usually receive press releases, just like any other press, like the Times Edit or whatever, about these meetings beforehand. And there's also supposed to be public notice posted at a city billboard. The city billboard, it's pretty backwards here. I mean, you guys really just do the legal minimum as far as that's concerned. There's actually a little billboard down in the city clerk's office in this like dusty hallway that few people, if you know somebody, you might know where it is, and you gotta make sure to check it every day. A lot of this confusion could be solved if you just had like an online calendar of the meetings on the city website or something. I've suggested this years ago. But it seems like the city wants to do the legal bare minimum for notices and how these meetings are conducted, and you couldn't even handle that last week. I'd like to thank the mayor for stepping up and taking responsibility for that, taking the heat from that. Though the person involved, it was a secretary by the name of Kathy Waddell. She's the one that usually sends me these press releases, and she failed to send me that press release for that particular meeting. She sent me a press release for like a meeting on Monday. I think that was public safety, and then she gave me the press release for the meeting on Friday, and that was planning commission. But she forgot to give me the press release for the most important committee meeting of the entire year, where you guys were discussing $90 million budget. Just flew overhead, just forgot about that. I find that very suspect, and I think that maybe, I cannot prove this, but just the way that things panned out, I can't help that. I think that was purposely omitted because people did not want that meeting videotaped for the public to see. How does that slip her mind? Because I was notified for a meeting that week, before that meeting and after that meeting, but that particular meeting, no, just slipped your mind. If something's important, you don't forget about it. Generally, I mean, sometimes, listen, I'm fallible. I'm a human being. I forget things sometimes. But generally, things are important. I check, I double check, I triple check if things are important. Some say I'm a little obsessive in that manner. Thanks for taking the heat for that, Ron. I hope some of that heat falls down on the person actually responsible, which was either Kathy Waddell or one of the secretaries over. I hope some of that heat trickled down, because I don't think you're not the one that sends out those press releases. But the boss should take the heat, and I hope the employees receive some of that heat so it doesn't happen again. And I just want to notify the public too that our Florence City government is more than just 6 council persons and a mayor. It's city departments and a bunch of bureaucratic workers and stuff. It's a whole thing. There's different factions and there's things going on, a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes and stuff. And I just want the people that might be watching this, like, don't blame the city council for this one. Trust me, I'll be the first to call some stuff from the city council if I want to do that. I'm no stranger to that. But this one, you guys actually did the right thing. You found out after the fact that there was a wrong committed and the public wasn't known, and you took the appropriate measures to remedy that, and I'm satisfied with that remedy. So,
1 minute remaining.
please, no one do what you want, but if you're throwing heat at the city council, you're throwing it at the wrong person. and the right person claimed that heat, I just hope the employee involved got some of that heat back, but I'm not feeling maybe she did. I hope this doesn't happen in the future, and I'll be looking forward to recording that meeting. Let's do it the right way, because this is a lot of money, and yeah, and maybe take into consideration having an online calendar. And unfortunately, you know what, if you have a really important meeting, coming up, city council, maybe you need to look over some people's shoulders and ask them and double ask them. And if they get annoyed about it, you know what, that's on them. They can't handle doing it right. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously, to summarize that, I was basically, I was not satisfied with Ron Tyler just taking the blame and not mentioning any city employees. I feel like who's going to challenge the mayor, in his whole department? I feel like he was just body blocking for some for some serious neglect from the mayor's office. That Kathy Waddell sends me those press releases, and she sent me the press release for the meeting before that week, for the meeting that happened that week on Monday, and a meeting that happened on Friday of that week. But the meeting that happened on Wednesday just slipped her mind. That was the most important meeting of the year, so I was very suspect, and I felt the need to name the person. Some might ask, why am I naming a person? Well, that's because I don't think my experience with government, and this is what I've seen and heard and experienced personally, government isn't really known for policing itself. Me as a private citizen, the most I can expect is at least publicly put someone on blast, professionally, not personally. If they mess up professionally, or neglect or do something wrong professionally, I can at least notify the public so there's some public pressure. Because I don't know what Ron Tyler does as far as disciplining his employees, if they do at all. I mean, the way the City Workers Act, to me, just from the outside looking in, look, they never get disciplined ever. Or at least not, if they do get disciplined, it's not because of anything from the public, and it might make their boss mad or something. But yeah, my trust in the government policing itself is almost non-existent, especially with our local outfit. So that's the reason I wanted a little public pressure for the person involved. So maybe she saw this and gets embarrassed or whatever. Maybe however she may feel about this, maybe she won't do it again. Because I don't trust. I don't trust Ron Tyler. I don't trust any mayor. I don't know if he's, it's very vague, nebulous. I don't know if he said anything to her, so I wanted to make sure the public had a name. Now, it'd be different if I was attacking her personally, like talking about someone's looks or their family or their personal life. No, I kept this, it might not be the nicest thing to do, but it was professional. It was contained within a professional context with her job. So that's all I got to say about that. And there's a woman that comes up after me, and she starts talking about. So I'm gonna play it too because it's relevant to the what I'm going to get into with the next meeting.
Anyone else tonight?
My name is Vivian Pearson. I live at 926 West
Sorry, calling you a woman. It's Vivian. I'm bad with names. Vivian. This is Vivian.
College Street. I have put together something that I would like the council to take a look at, Mr. Lighty. And along with a few of the many signatures that I didn't get, but I got a few of the many people who are disgruntled in my neighborhood, along with the low-income based communities, in regards to the community development block grant that is being overseen by Ms. Bailey. I wish that somebody else could do this. I hate that.
See, she named Miss Bailey then, which she has every right to, that's her job.
I gotta be the one to do this. But guess what? Somebody gotta do it. So,
Someone's got to do it.
me being the good servant that I am, I've taken it up on myself to do it. I wish that I could say that Miss Bailey didn't take it personal. I wish that I could say that it's not true, but it is. I'm standing on truth. I'm about to tell you the truth. You all are pretty smart people. You coming in from a brand new council, and you saw a lot that went on with the past council, so I think you pretty woke. Stay woke, Mayor. Stay woke, council. Stay woke. If my memory serves me correctly, on the 18th of November, on the consent agenda of the meeting, item D was sponsored by Melissa Bailey. This was a resolution to approve an agreement between the City of Florence and the Community Action Agency of Northwest Alabama in the amount of $100,000 to be paid from Community Development Block Grant Funds for fiscal year 2025. This is a residential rehabilitation program. On that day, I specifically asked Ms. Bailey about the Community Development Block Grant Funds, and she directed me to Community Action. My air conditioning heating unit went out a few days before I saw this on the 11/18 agenda. I called Community Action and was routed to a Jay Hendricks. He instructed me to stop by the office and pick up an application, fill it out, return it expediently, and I would be contacted. I did so. 10 days later, I called Mr. Hendricks. He stated that he was about to call me. He took my info and stated that he would be getting back in touch with me, and he did so. He called and informed me that he had reviewed my applications and I had met the guidelines and its requirements. He also informed me that he would have to come out to my home and take a look at the ductwork, structure, and so forth. He also mentioned to me that he would have to send this for approval, final approval, back to the City of Florence. He was 99.9% sure that I would be approved and that he could help me. He told me that he would be out the next day if it wasn't raining. It rained. A couple days later, he called back and stated he would be coming in the next day or two. Called back later and stated that he would not have to come because he looked at a picture of my home from some work that he had previously done concerning some weatherization Community Action did for me in 2012, and he didn't find it mandatory. He also instructed me that the paperwork had been sent to the city for final approval. On Friday, December the 5th, I received a call from Sherman at Community Action stating that he would be there Monday, December the 8th to do the preliminary work. I waited all day Monday and I never heard a word. Tuesday, December the 9th, I called Jay. I asked him if I was confused with dates, and he told me no. He replied to me, Miss Pearson, I don't even know how to tell you this, but the city didn't approve you. He has always been patient with me. He has always been true to me. But on this particular day, he was out of the norm. He stated to me that this particular guideline had changed and that I didn't meet the criteria. This was turned around at the city by a Miss Angie White. He stated that he was on the phone with Miss White. I'm 66 years of
Naming people and dates, man, it's what you do.
age,
This is how a grievance.
disabled with issues including pulmonary disease. I have to have heating. Glory to God, he made a way. The city may not help me, but I hope and pray that they'll help somebody else along the way. I say all that to say this. Stop playing games with people's lives. People's lives are at stake. Whether you like me or not, you never help me. I've applied 3 times through the city. You have never helped me, Miss Bailey. Each time it's an excuse. So therefore, it leads me to think it's personal because I have brought you to the city before. Nothing happened. Your whole card. In 2012, the city gave me a unit through Mayor Hope. Tell me about lead-based paint. Merry Christmas, Council.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Cat. Yeah, all right. So I played that for a reason. So we had me. I named somebody for legitimate reasons. That it was actually in theme with this meeting, since it began with the mayor apologizing for the not posting that press release and stuff. And then Vivian over here is bringing up department heads and other individuals involving something with block grant and air conditioning. I'm not sure. that's not really my issue. But she was naming names and stuff. So, yeah, let's go to another video here. There's a reason I think it's, yeah, this video right here. So this, fast forward 2 weeks. This is on the 6th. That last video that was in December of last year. This is what's on the 6th of this month in January, and the meeting it started, and they were about to get into the public comment section, and then President Simmons opens it up like this.
City Code. And we don't have any public hearings at this time. At this time, we'll have business from the floor pertaining to items on the consent and the regular agenda with a 5-minute time limit. But before we do that, I need to read some rules and procedures for the code, city code sections. This is a new year. It's a new beginning. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. I feel like it's deemed it's necessary for me to read this again, just to refresh memories to our city in regards to our city council meetings going forward. So I want to take this time to read the section codes so that we can all govern ourselves professionally and respectfully towards each other. It's a new year, it's a new day, it's a new administration. So we're going to start with the communication from the public, and then we'll go with the decorum, and then we'll discuss about addressing the city council. Section 2-65, communications from the public. Under the sections 2-6310 and 2-6314 of this code, regarding comments from the public during the city council meeting, each speaker may address the council for a period not to exceed 5 minutes. After being recognized by the president of the council, speakers must state their names and addresses and must be courteous in their language and deportment. Speakers recognized to address the council who are ruled out of order by the president of the council must return to their seats and forfeit their remaining time. And then there's a whole section of additional codes. Section 2-66, the decorum. Any person making personal, impertinent, slanderous, or profane remarks, or who willingly utters loud, threatening, or abusive language, or engages in any disorderly conduct which would impede, disrupt, or disturb the orderly conduct of any meeting shall be called to order by the president. If such conduct continues, the president, at his or her discretion, may order the person barred from further audience before the council for that meeting. Section 2-67, addressing the council. No person, not a member of the council, shall be allowed to address the same while in session without permission from the presiding officer. And I just wanted to, it's a new year, just wanted to set the house in order, sharing these rules of procedures, and they are on the city code, so you can find them on the website if you so deem to do so. And at this time, we will have business for the floor pertaining to the consent and the regular agenda items with a 5-minute time limit.
Okay, I wanted to. That's how she opens the first comment section of that meeting, and I pulled up the code obviously so you could see it yourself. Okay, so they have a couple comment sections, and then later on, when the council, I think this is the right video, whenever the general comments from the public section was over, and the councilors all say their last little bit before the meeting ends. This is what Jackie Hendricks had to say about all this.
Anyone else to my right? Anything to say at this point? Okay. In the middle?
Actually, it's the wrong video. Hold up. One of these. You know, I'll just fast forward it.
I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone.
Okay, this is what Jackie Hendricks had to say.
I'd like to piggyback, Mr. Carson, on what Josh said about those contracts, and we
Oh, wrong meeting. Sorry, guys. We got so many. Yeah, it's this meeting, and I'll just fast forward. I thought I had this queued up.
Incredibly easy for
Okay, this should be what Jackie Hendricks had to say at the end of that meeting earlier this month.
Thank you, Ms. King. Councilman Hendricks?
Good crowd tonight. Thank you all for being here. Ms. Pearson, you handled that textbook style today with the mayor. Thank you for doing that. Falls right into some of the comments I have tonight. You as well, you handled yourself very well at the microphone tonight. Thank you for how you did that, how professional you were. And Ms. Simmons, thank you for reading the ordinance that you read tonight. Tonight, I'd like to issue a formal apology to Mayor Tyler, to our department heads and our employees of the city of Florence. At our last work session, someone on the agenda mentioned an employee by name while airing a complaint about that department head. Then during the public comment period of the council meeting, 2 more individuals mentioned grievances with city employees. And as President Simmons has already mentioned, city employees do not work for the council. And while we encourage citizens to be engaged and attend their council meetings, no mention of a city employee's name with a malicious intent is ever acceptable during a portion of a council meeting. These situations should always be taken up privately by scheduling a meeting with the mayor, as you did today. My apology is for not intervening on your behalf, and I commit to being better prepared to happen again in the future. So that is my apology to you, Mayor, your department heads, and our city employees. With that, I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year.
Okay. So this is the heart of the matter, and this is what he just says, the heart of the matter, why I'm making this video. But I had to play everything beforehand so you can have all the context. Jackie Hendricks has done some variation of this before in the past with the last council. He doesn't like it when I'm effective going up there to the podium, calling out facts, calling people out. He doesn't like it at all. And what he's saying there is basically that if a member of the public has a problem with any city employee or department head, their only option is to schedule a meeting with the mayor and have a sit down with the mayor. Guess what? I do not trust that mayor, none of the department heads, or anything, and anybody, pretty much anybody in city government. I don't expect them to do the right thing. It's best to assume that they're not going to really do the right thing, especially when it comes to making things right with the public, or at least with me. That's for sure. I'm not going to show up in the schedule. Say, please, Mayor, please see me so I can address my grievance and have a sit down privately that no one else gets to hear. It's not on the public record. And talk about something that he's going to ignore. Most likely, because remember when I said the government is not known for policing itself. It's one. I mean, yeah, they're not known for policing themselves at all. As far as they're concerned, it's them versus the public. So only recourse to me, like people like me and Vivian generally have, usually in practice, is call people out in public. And these meetings is the only really public outlet outside of me, of course, someone like me making videos like this, of calling these folks out and hopefully at least some public pressure will be created from people not doing things right. And see how they're setting it up. You know, the Simmons brings up the city code saying, let me pull that up. Brings up the city code that let's see here. It's decorum. Any person making personal and impertinent or slanderous, profane remarks or who willingly utters loud, threatening, or abusive language or engages in any disorderly conduct that would impede, disrupt, or disturb the orderly conduct of any meeting shall be called to order by the president. So I guess Jackie's not going to probably do that, but he'll try to do a point of order, I'm sure, if I call someone out again. Conduct continues the president at his or her discretion may order the person barred from further audience before the council for that meeting. So there's a lot of subjective words here. Making personal. I don't think that's too subjective. Impertinent. I mean, who decides what's impertinent? Slanderous. Slanderous. It's only slander if you lie. Like if I'm fully prepared if I get up there and I say something and it is not true, then yeah, I'm subject to libel and slander stuff. But if it's not a lie, it's not libel or slander. So like, yep. And it says or profane. What's profane? I try not to cuss. I don't cuss. I don't think I've ever cussed up there. So I mean, I guess it could be. There's other profane things besides cussing, but yeah, it can be. I don't cuss up there. It says addressing the council here. That's another thing I'm confused about. It says no person not a member of the council. I don't know if this is not what is worded. I think it's typed out wrong. No person not a member of the council shall be allowed to address the same while in session. The same what? Without permission of the presiding officer. What does that mean? Addressing council. Maybe someone can leave in the comments what this means. No person not a member of the council shall be allowed to address the same while in session without permission of the presiding officer. The same what? This code is it's almost the same person. What does that mean? What does this mean right here? The reason I'm concerned about all this is because I'm an activist. I get out there and for me to be effective, I need to call people out. If I trusted the government for me to have little meetings with them and they would make things right, I would have never gotten as deep into this as I have. But I don't trust any of these people, and they're not going to police themselves. They're all on the government dole, the gravy train, man. They're just there to milk the money and go home. They don't care. They're not going to discipline each other, not unless they have to. Not especially when their names and their actions are hidden from view of the public. Why should they ever? Public pressure. That's the reason why these meetings are video recorded and why I'm pushing for transparency is to give an avenue for public pressure because a lot of us, for good reason, don't trust the city to police themselves and do the right thing or feel any pressure from the public. It's the only thing we got. It's the only thing we got. You think we're going to find any lawyers around here that's going to hold accountable any of these people in their actions? No. Best we can do is call them out. And folks like Jackie Hendricks wants to stop that. So no, I don't see anything in the city code that says that you cannot address someone by name. It's the public. There's definitely no. I don't see anything in the city code that the public cannot call out someone by their name. And this is not personal. I keep things professional. I can't speak for everyone, but I try to keep it professional. Professional as far as it's always in regards to someone's in their professional capacity. I don't get into people's personal lives and stuff. So, yeah, this video is kind of running on. I didn't want to do a live stream because I just didn't want to deal with that. I'm just going to post this video. You can leave comments about what you think about this. But I'm wondering, what does this mean, addressing council? No person not a member of the council shall be allowed to address blank. Is there supposed to be a word there? The same while in the session without permission of the presiding officer. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to continue to name people. I've got to. There's no reason for me to show up if I can't name people. I can go up there and be like, someone did something somehow, and that's what is that what they want me to go up there and see? Just being coy and extremely vague. I'm not a politician. I don't have to be vague. I'm getting right to the point. That's the reason I'm there. I'm trying to get to the point and call it out. If I can't call out a person, what business am I doing there? I'm just like, someone in the city government did this thing that I can't really talk about, so people should be concerned. Is that what they want me to do? Sorry, no, that's not going to fly with me. You're going to have to kick me out or something, man. But I don't see anything in city code saying that. They don't have to let me speak. They can kick me out for any reason they may make up. But they're going to have to. But if they do kick me out, I'm sure the people in public are going to want a good reason why they're kicking me off. I'm going to name people. Listen, I'm just going to, because that's how you create public pressure for people to do better. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Thanks for listening, guys.